And so I would like to introduce to you Miro Kimmel, originally from Czechoslovakia, who is a professor of environmental studies at Colorado College.
Alrighty, thank you. So, well, we'll find out what love has to do with it. Maybe it's about becoming alive. That's what love has to do with it. Anyway, this is a story, imagine 1989, November, in the Czech Republic, the border between Czech and Austria. I'll be talking about some ugly things, so first the little bit more beautiful things. The countryside is rolling hills. You imagine maybe northern Minnesota with lots of woods and lakes and these stones that sit on the top of hilltops that are very granite, like what you would find on Pikes Peak, but oddly it's not this nasty valley around it, but nice rolling wheat fields, and the countryside's full of little chapels that you can spend your evening at or hide away from rain, and dotted with castles. It's kind of warm afternoon. But that's not all that there is. It's also the front line of the Cold War. The nuclear tactical weapons are only about 10 miles away from where you are at a little castle close to the Austrian border. The tanks are parked right behind your house. Literally, the space between the house I grew up in and our little school was a military base, but don't think Fort Carson as a military base. Think about Colorado College campus with about 10,000 soldiers and about 1,000 tanks that would rumble on every week about 2 in the morning on Tuesday, make your windows shake. But then the soldiers come to your school and show you all the fun things and let you crawl through the tanks, and sometimes they would bring shells and take them apart and then shake the gunpowder into the flower pot on the window, and you should see the face of our chemistry teacher when he extinguished his cigarette in one of in one of those flower pots. So it's not that all is bad, but you cannot learn how to live with it. Then there is the society. You know, people have been disappearing. Not when I was little, but the memory was still fresh. My granduncle was sent to the Iranian mines for forced labor. He was a Franciscan monk. Came back home to die. He was 6'5" tall man. Came back home 90 pounds. My grandpa was sent to mine coal as forced labor. So you have kind of raw wounds as far as that goes with how things go. Anyway, I was in high school looking for trouble. You know, you guys can probably remember being in high school looking for trouble, and trouble did come in a very interesting way. I think very good way. November 17th, 1989, there was a demonstration in Prague organized by communist youth, you know, to commemorate the suicide that a student in Prague University had done in protest of the lack of freedom of speech. He poured gasoline over himself and lit himself on fire. There were about 5 other students that followed, and then the Nazis closed the university in Prague. Anyway, this was a reason to think about freedom of speech, and the communist youth organized demonstration to look into it. But somewhere in the middle of it, people started thinking, hey, wait a minute, you don't have any freedom of speech here either. And so the demonstration that was there for, yeah, let's rally behind what the Communist Party stands for, suddenly was a rallying point of, maybe we should think about our country again. And the troops were called in, and the riot police was called in, and people got hurt, very, very, very badly hurt. Some people ended up in the ICU, and then nothing. We did not hear about it from the state media. We did not hear about it from anybody, apart from our friends. And you switch on the TV and then, you know, the state news come on, but then you tune your radio station to the Austrian news, huh? It's a good reason to learn German when you're Czech. And then you hear these strange stories, so you turn on the TV and you tune it to the Austrian or German stations and you see the pictures. And then, so as soon as I saw it, I was calling my friends, the telephone got cut off. It never came back alive for another 2 weeks. So I got in touch with them just by talking in person, and we decided it's something that we have to do, right? So we formed a committee in school, got the teachers really scared. That's a fun thing. For that, but as time went on, this was first day, second day, third day after this demonstration, and people in the country were antsy. They really felt violated. I mean, wouldn't you feel violated if your children were beaten up? I hope that you are feeling in that same way when in the Occupy protests, you know, when the university students get sprayed by pepper spray. That there's something fundamentally violated inside you, that we do this as a society to our children. So the people in the country were violated in the same way, while we were waiting for somebody to step up and do something, and nobody did. So there was a group of us, 3 kids, 17 years old, and we went to bug the Protestant priest in there. We told him, this is not acceptable, let's do something, come on, Parijam, let's do something. Alright, so grudgingly he said, you know, you can take apart the sound system in the church, and we'll see what we can do with it. So this was at noon, we got some screwdrivers and took apart his sound system and found the cables under the pews and took them out and put the sound system back up at 4 in the afternoon at the center of the town square. Meanwhile, so this was 3 of us doing it, and 2 of us, another friend joined in, were putting out little posters, so let's do a town hall meeting. And we were putting them up about as fast as the Secret Service was letting them down. So I think there was about 3 posters, we were about 3 posters ahead of those folks. And so, well, this is beautiful. We got 3,000 people into the town square. Now, this is at a time when if you wanted to have more than 15 people in one spot, you had to have a permission from the government. So we got 3,000 people, angry people, into the town square. And an open mic. And so people came up to the mic and shared stories, and this was beautiful, kind of like we are sharing stories over here. And I told you about the raw stories, that they were all in us, and so there was this outpouring of raw stories, and of good stories, and people, you know, people spoke against the government, freely. People could be jailed for that, but people felt like, all right, now it's the time to do it. Now it's the time to let go of that and talk. And there were people that spoke for the government. But it is hard. It is hard when you hear those hard stories and you feel the people's pain, and you have a crowd of 3,000 people ready to do something, and then you want to tell them, come on, wait. Calm it down, you know, those people on the other side are people too, you know. There were several times where we did come close, you know, very close to a very angry mob in there, but you hold it, And so that when people get angry, you take your keys and let's see if I have keys, and you jingle, and you have 3,000 people jingling your keys saying, you know, we've had enough. These are the keys to our homes, go away. Or we would lead people in chants, we are not like they are, we are not like they are. And that kind of calmed, I think, calmed the crowd down reasonably, in the sense that then we could build a platform to discuss the town. On about the third day, the county officials showed up, and you know, you wonder, why did the 3,000 people not hang them on the lamppost? So what's God left to do with it? At the same, you know, why didn't we do it? I think we didn't do it because they were us. You know, they were our uncles, they were our neighbors, they were people that were in pain too, and we felt like we needed to move forward, to do something different, to live a different life. And we didn't want to impose that same pain that was put on our heads on other people. And I think that's beautiful. So, thank you.